Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to Ace Trainers, a Pokemon podcast, the Pokemon podcast for anyone except super nerds.
I thought you were just going to say like we are the only Pokemon podcast.
The exclusive Pokemon podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Tom.
I'm Aaron.
And welcome to our 6th episode.
Is it 6th?
Yep.
I've got 5.
No, I've done an episode 5. It's with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't allowed on that.
I'm not here, technically.
Yeah, I put like a little post up on the door that said no Aaron allowed. You featured in it. You tried to call me in the middle of the episode. So,
did I?
Yeah, there was a little feature there where you... Yeah.
Oh.
So you kind of found your way into the episode without needing to be there. But yeah, that's fine.
Time travel right now, it's kind of fucked up because technically I'm in Japan right now. I think, or would I just be back now?
This episode will be coming out on the 27th of January.
Oh, so I'll be back by now. So I would have been to Japan and come back.
Yeah.
I'm back from Japan.
How was it?
It was great. It was amazing. I did so many things. I'll tell you about all of them.
So, as of recording, we're trying to get a little backlog together because Aaron's obviously away. It's the 30th of December right now, so we're like nearly at the end of the year.
Yeah.
As it stands. So, yeah, you're going to Japan in like a week.
I am.
You excited?
I am excited. I'm nervous for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
You know... Yeah, I mean, we've got in the notes here, like, New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
And I had 3 here, which was... One is the one that you sort of go, oh, I'm going to do every year. Mm-hmm. Which is, with this year, it's just cook more. Try to be better at cooking.
You did that, 2 years ago as well, yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to, this year has been my practice, and I've been getting better. I've been cooking more.
Sure.
You're going to show me more this year, I reckon.
I can help.
You need to teach me.
Yeah, I can cook.
And then the other ones were propose, which as of time of recording,
you would have done.
I hopefully should have done, and she should have said yes. If not, I'm dead now.
There's going to be a sad episode.
yeah. This is the last known recording of me.
The one after that will be the Valentine's episode after this one, so this will be interesting. Yeah.
And then my other one was to make a baby.
Make a baby.
Yeah, this is a big year. This is big resolution year.
That's big.
There's a lot of pressure for a man to put on, but if anyone can do it,
so I'll be looking for a new podcast co-host soon, probably then.
No, because the baby will be here.
Oh my god,
being sick all over a table.
Yeah, no.
Plus, you'll have 9 months between. A baby just doesn't.
Okay, so if you'd like to be the co-host, then please email me at acetrainerspodcast@gmail.com. I take all applications seriously.
All of them. Every single one.
Unless you're a super nerd. And we can tell pretty quickly, I reckon.
I will be in the process of... Yeah, I'll be there. I'll know. What about your resolutions? What did you...
I don't really know if I have many. I tend to try and think of a few and then I'm like, nah.
Can't be bothered.
Every year it's the same. Like you with food. It's me, I want to, eat better.
Yeah.
I suffer from working in a job where there's just nothing but unhealthy food around me all the time. Which sucks, but I just need to get on top of that. Build a new habit because I'm going into being 30 soon. I'm you can't be gotta be careful. I gotta look after myself. So yeah, gotta grow up this year.
Yeah, we all gotta be older.
I'm not gonna be unrealistic and say I'm gonna go to the gym loads and I'm gonna lose shitloads of weight, but I just
look after myself.
Habits.
Yeah, look after yourself a little bit better than what you previously were.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of my only real goal for myself this year, which I think is a big goal. So just keep it simple.
But
big stuff.
Yeah, but you've put in the notes here. You've put a very scary threat.
Let Aaron have it.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I swore that I would let you have it. So listeners, you'll remember that 4 weeks ago today, which is the 30th of December, a new episode came out that was a Christmas-themed episode that we dubbed as our own name, Litmus. I mean, that was really you, Aaron, I'd say.
Yeah.
Ended up being quite an anticlimactic evening, Aaron. I was quite upset by the end of this evening.
You were only upset because...
Right, okay, there's 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, that I was promised a drunken night of debauchery, and I ended up going to bed pretty much sober. And the other one being that we ended up just watching Twilight, and it was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
You were only upset because it tricked you.
Spoiler alert. Okay. The last movie.
Spoiler alert for
the last Twilight movie. It was
out.
It was so bad. Okay, so nothing happened in the whole movie. Okay, it was
What?
just the same old shit. Like New Moon was the really bad one, where it's just a girl being emotional. That's the movie.
Yeah, but then
and
there's
then
Cool
it
Big
did
Fight.
that, and then cool big fight at the end. I was like, oh cool, like people are dying. I was like, this is like the last Harry Potter movie where like people died, and you were like, there was real stakes involved, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Turns out it was all just a fucking
It was
vision.
all a dream.
It was so bullshit.
It was worth it because me and Kaylee had seen the film before, and we were like, we've watched the first 3 with you, and we were like, basically this was all gearing up to, we know for a fact that you're going to be pissed off
Yeah.
at seeing this. Like we were, the first time we had seen it, and you see the dad, man, can't even remember his name now.
Carlisle?
That's it, Carl. I always want to call him Calcifer, that's not his name. Carlisle, and he gets his head ripped off, and everyone's like, oh, I remember watching that for the first time and literally being like, whoa. What the fuck? And then getting into it, and then it was all a dream. Literally, me and Kaylee went, what the fuck? We got by Twilight. When you turned around and you went, what the fuck? Well, I was like, it's all been worth it, baby.
It's just bad. Like, why would they do that? Like, I just
because
don't
it's
understand.
funny. It got you though. It worked.
Yeah, but what was the point? Was that what they were trying to do? Were they trying to get
Yeah.
you? Like,
Because that wasn't in the book.
it's
according
insulting.
To our
Like,
Twilight Master Freya.
it's genuinely insulting. Like, as an
You-
audience member, to just get like
You were so pissed off.
pissed. It's just fuck with you. Like, that's the big payoff, is that
But
nothing
look,
happened. The
let's-
end. Like, it was so bullshit.
Let's remember, this wasn't my fault. I didn't make the movie.
No, but it is your fault that we didn't drink enough because we were
We
watching
drank-
Twilight. I was so sober.
I don't know. Freya fell asleep. So
Yeah.
we couldn't drink anymore.
Because we weren't drinking enough, and the party became too chill. Okay, it became watching the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life.
We'll
with
have
no
to do
stakes.
it. We'll have to do it for like your 30th then. Before you turn 30, we'll have to do a proper.
So here's what we said before: it was going to be a drunken night where one of us was going to end up passing out on the floor. Someone passed out on the sofa from boredom and tiredness.
I don't
and
know
then-
about boredom. She was enjoying it.
Actually, it's more Kaylee's fault. Kaylee was like, I need to go lie down. Let's go watch Twilight.
Yeah.
So really, I should be saying this to Kaylee, but you're here as
But
the
I'm here and
surrogate.
she
So
isn't.
I'm
That's
upset
amazing.
with you guys. So listeners, the last bit you heard on that episode was us cheersing and saying Merry Christmas, and then it basically just went, should we have some food and then go watch some Twilight? And then we went home. And that was the rest of my night.
I mean, I had a fun time.
I had a fun time too, but
But you were just pissed off with the.
I was so sober. That was my let Aaron have it. You got off lightly. I would
did,
say.
yeah. I feel like that. Freya fell asleep. Kaylee was like, "I want to sit down." You know, I was
wanted to
ready. I was
stand up
pouring
and
the drinks.
Do shots.
I was
And
giving everyone doubles.
It
all
got to a
night.
point. I even said, "Do you guys want another drink?" You went, "No, I'm all right, thank you." And I think it's because you booked yourself breakfast in the morning. Okay.
Did I?
You had breakfast at
I
9
did have
o'clock the
breakfast,
next
and
morning.
that was gash as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good time. That was
Anyway,
quite
I had a
wild.
lovely Christmas.
yeah, it's been a nice Christmas. It's been nice to just lie down.
Yeah.
Technically, me and Kaylee, as of right now, are in our lockdown mode.
Yeah, sure. You're like,
so we're trying
isolating.
to avoid people, and
Mhm.
it's not worked because I'm here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm afraid
you've
I've been
not-
sick for 2 days.
But
so,
then
yeah.
again, we think that Freya is sick because of us on Litmus.
Sure.
So I don't think that we're gonna. And Kaylee went out to a local club the other night,
Sure.
and she's probably picked up every.
Every
disease
germ that could
known
be
to
possible. Yeah.
So she's So if anyone's gonna get it anyway, it would have been Kaylee there and then.
Sure.
So
Okay.
we should be okay though. Like I said, I don't think too much. We've given ourselves enough time between going away and
Yeah.
like enjoying Christmas
Yeah.
for
Sure.
it to get over any illnesses that we should get.
Nice. God. So have you been up to much lately with Pokemon? Like,
I've been playing Unite.
that's mad. Like,
I know. I went from a complete. I because I haven't played it for a while, and I was like, oh, okay. Because we got over Christmas, me and Kaylee. We were like, I think it was the day. I think it was Christmas Eve. Actually,
yeah.
we went. Let's go and buy OLED switches for no good reason.
Just on impulse.
Just
Like,
on impulse. We were like, because Kaylee's got a really old, like the first version of the Switch,
Yeah.
and I have the Switch Lite.
Yeah.
Because I dropped my original Switch in the bath.
Yeah.
I always take my Switch Lite into the bath now, but it's always really far away from the side. It was like the world's shittest bath bomb it going into that bath.
You should put it in like a sandwich bag and then just play it through the sandwich bag. So if you drop it, it's okay.
So So on impulse we were like, oh, let's go get an OLED Switch because we've been umming and ahhing about it for like the last.
So you
5
both
months.
got one each.
Both got one each, but we both got the Mario Kart carts free with it, which are like 80 quid normally.
The like circuit one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a picture.
And I was like,
is it good? Because
it's better than what it is. It's really funny.
It's one of those things where I'm like, it would look cool when it came out, and then nobody's talked about it ever again. And like
for free,
sure,
and we got both versions of it. We were like, yeah.
So do they work together? Can you make
you can make like
courses?
a little course. Oh, you can't make an extra long course, but you can make the course as long as you want it to. So you set the course up yourself through the like rings and everything. And it was really funny because we went over to my mum's on Christmas Eve and we were like, oh, mum and my stepdad, you have a go on it.
Yeah.
And they were both hooked on playing the game, and my stepdad, sorry, I was like, can I want it back? And he was like, don't snatch, and I'm there like, it's mine. But it was really funny to see a little Luigi card just come from out of one room into another room.
That's what I thought. I was like, if I had a bigger downstairs, probably would.
It would work fine in yours.
Yeah,
it would be great because they're small enough that they can fit like under sofas.
Okay.
And like like they're not big bulky things, but they're really cool. And like I said, they have the little camera on it.
That's cool.
So I think at some point over this break, we're gonna try and set up a course in our house.
That'd be fun.
It was funny because we drove it upstairs in our house to see where the cats were.
Yeah,
and you can obviously because you can see everything. The cat's like,
that's quite cool.
The cat's like, what the fuck is that? As you see a little Luigi car approaching Maple, and Maple's like, what the fuck?
Do you control it with the Switch controller?
Yeah.
That's quite fun. Yeah.
It's really cool. Like, it's a nice little... And like I said, when you get basically 160 quid for nothing, it was sort of worth it.
Nice.
There. But sidebar, I've been playing Unite a lot more because, I don't know, I think that was one of those things where I was like, I want to play a game.
Yeah.
But not...
Have to pay money.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. So I've been playing a lot of Sableye.
That's cool.
Which is nice.
I need to get back into it. The last time I played, I was playing a lot of Delphox, I want to say. I can't remember if I was playing anyone else heavily, but Delphox is the one that sticks out, so it must have been. Delphox was my main. It was really fun. I really enjoyed playing
It's a really good game. It's just one of those things where I think if you're out of it, you are out.
I'm really out at the moment, because I thought about trying it again recently, and I was like, I just don't know if I could do it. Like, I'm not ready yet, but like maybe in a couple of months I might be. So yeah.
No, it's really good. I've been playing that. Anything else? I haven't really played Violet at all.
You're not?
No, I think it's one of those things where I do this with Pokemon games quite often, though. I finish the main game.
Yeah.
And I'm there like... Yeah. I'll put that down, and then I don't pick it up again until I'm like... Something happens in the game. I'm not that interested in the raids or finishing the decks, really. So until DLC comes out. But then I'll get properly back into it again as the thing. How about
you? Episode 5 with Matt, we were both saying that it's like there's two different games of Pokemon. There's the story, and then there's the post game. That's a whole different game. Like, you get, if you're really into that sort of thing, you can just like lose yourself in the like nitty-gritty of the game, which is what I've been doing a lot lately. I did a couple of shiny hunts yesterday. I found a couple of new Pokemon that I really enjoy. Okay, so you're not gonna like any of these.
I really won't. If there's any that's on that bad list.
Right, okay, so the one I did message you about, it's been on our Twitter for a couple of days, Scovillain, I've turned around on big time.
Disgusting.
Really like Scovillain.
Why?
I forced myself to like it, if I'm honest. I was like, Tom, you've been wanting this Pokemon for years. It's a chili pepper Pokemon, it's fire, it's grass. I was like, you need to find a way to enjoy this Pokemon. It is, but now I'm starting to get used to it. It's quite cute, and I quite like it. It's cool. It's really good. It's a good Pokemon. I actually really like it. It has an ability called Moody, which is really good. And basically, at the end of the turn, one of its stats randomly gets boosted sharply, like up by 2, and then one of its stats gets randomly lower by 1 stage. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But if you can protect and substitute and like Leech Seed and stuff, you can stall out and you can just eventually gain like the stats that you want, and you can become really strong.
The problem is, Tom, here is that you found reasons why it's a good Pokemon.
Yeah.
Competitive.
Sure.
And that's why now you said this
Freya
beforehand.
and I had this like little, not argument, but we had like a bicker about this earlier, because she was like, you either like a Pokemon immediately based on its look, or you don't like a Pokemon and then you like it because it's good at something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, yeah, that's fine though, right? Like, surely, like, I'm allowed to like say that I don't like a Pokemon then find a reason to like it and then like it again. Surely
Yeah.
you've had that in your past, right?
Not really.
You've never seen a Pokemon and thought, I don't like that, and then you've used
No.
it in battle or in a playthrough.
No.
You've closed that mind of yours, haven't you?
I
it's
see a Pokemon
really
that
fun.
I think is disgusting or ugly, and I'm like, that's bad. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
There's 2 Pokemon I've been using the last couple of days. I shiny hunted both of them, actually.
Hey, is this again for the same reasons of now it's useful, so
Yes.
now I love it.
Yes.
Oh.
One of them I knew about for a little while, but I've just decided I was going to finally do it. I caught a shiny Murkrow because
Murkrow's cool though. I've
in-
always liked Murkrow.
in competitive, you're shooting yourself in the foot to not use Murkrow at the
Yeah.
moment because it's the only Pokemon with Tailwind and Prankster. So everybody else is using it. And if you're not using it, you're just making yourself.
You're just stupid.
You're putting yourself at a disadvantage
Yeah.
immediately. So I'm just like, I have to have one. So I did that. The other one's Orthworm. It's a blue Orthworm.
I'm
it's
leaving
really
this
cool.
podcast right now.
It's really
I'm
good.
sick of you.
It has a move,
I'm
right?
sick
that,
of this.
Cyclizar has as well, but it does it better. It's called Shed Tail. It
Right.
retreats and then sets up a substitute for the Pokemon that comes
Yeah.
in next. So it does it better than Cyclizar does. Like, it's just
Just
bulkier. It uses iron defense. Like, it's got body press.
I don't want. You make me sick. Man.
He's badass. I really
no,
like
he
him.
isn't. He's not badass. You look at this guy, Orthworm. He's
Yeah.
not badass.
He doesn't
There's
look
nothing
it.
about it is badass. It's meant to be a worm that has 6 arms. This man's not a worm. He's a.
But I like it.
Mate,
Anyway,
I don't
as
know.
we said earlier, it's the 30th of December today, which means that Cinderace came out today. I've already done the Cinderace raid this morning. Freya's
Your
upset
wife
with
is
me.
very pissed off at you.
I knew it was going to be a bitch, though. I was like, this thing is not going to be easy to take down, so I'm going to get it out of the
Do
way.
you know
And
what-
I was also editing 2 episodes of the podcast, and I was like, I can just do raid battles
Do you know
while
what
I'm
she
here.
said? She
What?
said, I was helping him. I was shiny hunting a blue crab for him, and
Yeah.
he can fuck off now. That's
Yeah.
not happening. So you've fucked
I
that up a bit.
offered to help her, and now she's doing this thing, which goes, no, it's okay.
Well, yeah,
um,
I think that's just Kaylee does that. She's like, well, no, don't even bother.
gets very stubborn about
Yeah.
it. All of a sudden, I'm like, come on. Like,
Come on now.
it doesn't mean I can't help you. And I was like, you can have the Espathra that I used. And she went, absolutely not.
She went, if anything, that's less of a reason. To...
Yeah. I kind of want you to walk out the door right now. Yeah, so.
kind of just want you to go fuck off with your little friend upstairs and record a stupid little podcast.
So yeah, Cinderace was hard. I did probably, I'd say 15 attempts, like, before I got it.
I just don't.
And that was with a perfect Pokemon as well. I was using arguably the best Pokemon to use.
I just don't like Cinderace.
Do you not? I quite like
No.
it. I didn't at first.
It's my
but I
least
really like
favorite of that.
It now. Oh,
gen
mine's by
starter.
far Inteleon. I hate Inteleon.
The thing is, Sobble
I didn't
is
like
a good
Sobble
little
either.
boy. But the thing is, the middle evolution of Sobble tricked everyone because it was going to be like,
Mm.
he's going to be a little crybaby emo,
Yeah.
like chameleon. And then it turns into fucking long spy man. I'm like, where the fuck has this come
James
from?
Bond out of nowhere.
Yeah, I sound like fucking James Pond over here. But I've really grown an appreciation for Grookey.
Grookey's my
I think
favourite.
Grookey is now my favourite looking. All the way through, it looks
It's great.
cool.
Mm. Grookey's my favourite of the 3. Anyway, yeah, so I've been doing a lot of Pokemon Violet
Yeah.
lately. I have tried to start Scarlet a little bit because my best friend Adam got Scarlet for Christmas, so he started his. And I was like, oh, I'll play with you. And I've done like the beginning and that's it.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance really. I've been too busy doing raid battles.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's good. So yeah, that's my lately.
that's your
That's my lately.
as of lately
Cool.
post.
So the main topic of our episode, obviously, we're going to talk about our top 5 Pokemon games. We've been
Yeah.
doing a lot of top 5s lately, but I quite like it.
I think it's just easier to talk about. I think this is good for the people to know
Yeah, a little bit more
What
about
we
us.
like.
Yeah,
and then get our tastes. I feel like this is going to be like a.
yeah.
I was going through these. I was like, I wonder what Tom's are.
So this time I have actually put them in an order. The only problem is that I wrote out the ones that I wanted and I put bullet points underneath for me to fill out, and then I forgot to fill them out. So a lot of this is going to be off the cuff.
Off the cuff. That's right. I've
Um,
done the same thing, but
I've
I
been quite
actually
busy.
have put the
Okay,
reasons why.
that's fine. I can come up with reasons, but I might let you lead.
That's fine.
And then I can probably talk my way through a lot of this because
Yeah.
I think about Pokemon a lot.
So what? You want me to lead with my 5th first?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your worst favourite?
My worst favourite, and it was a toss-up between this and... I don't know, actually. So I think... So Platinum is my least favourite favorite.
Okay, your number 5 is
It's my number 5.
Nice.
It's probably the game I put the most time into out of all of the Pokemon games.
Okay.
I had everything finished on it. I got like the Manaphy egg, everything that I possibly could do in that game.
You really did it.
I really did it.
Nice.
The only reason it's on my like bottom 5 is
Yeah.
that it's like so hard on a replay.
Sure.
I find I can't sit there and play it all the way through because it does have moments of lulls, and I'm there like,
Yeah, I get you.
I don't want to keep playing this enough to play it all the way through. But the dex is good in it.
Mhm.
Like, I love the fact that they introduce like new evolutions of old Pokemon, and that was when this sort of thing started.
Yeah.
Like Munchlax and like Licky Licky and
Yeah, like all the cool new
Magmortar,
evolutions.
and everyone's like, whoa! And this started off the trend of in the future they went, we're doing that every single game.
I feel
from
like
now
they,
on.
they eased off the pedal a little bit after that, but in Scarlet and Violet they seem to have put the pedal back on again. It's really good to see new evolutions of old Pokemon. I really enjoy it when they do that. So,
I like how the game looks.
yeah,
I think
do.
this gen of games,
Yeah.
I think they are what Pokemon should look like in my mind.
What,
If
Gen 4?
Gen 4,
Okay.
if I close my eyes, I'm there like, this is the best looking Pokemon games.
So would you say
me.
that Scarlet... No, not Scarlet, Violet. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are...
A
what
downgrade.
You would... Oh, really?
I
Even
think,
though they are
even though they're
arguably similar.
yeah, I
but
just think that
upscaled.
I would rather have the sprite.
I mean, that's kind of what they are, aren't they? Sprites in...
They
Diamond?
look like sprites,
They're
but
like
they're
chibis, I suppose, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah, that's what I mean. Which I don't mind, but it's just that's not what
Yeah.
in my mind. If I was to play a Pokemon game, I would rather go back to this sort of style. It's just like I don't know. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing to look at.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
the 3D backgrounds with the sprite art
Yeah.
and everything, and all of the sprite art looks really good in it. And Giratina is like one of the most coolest looking legendary Pokemon
For sure. Yeah.
ever. Like to have a form change as well.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. But yeah, Platinum would be my 5, I think.
I didn't actually feature Platinum on my list at all, but I will say that I do really like Platinum.
Yeah.
It's up there, one of my favourites, probably. It's probably in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
But it's... I don't know if this is more of a credit to Platinum or a discredit to Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, but if someone asked me which Gen 4 game to play, I'd always recommend Platinum over Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, because I think Platinum just is a better game.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They
100%.
really screwed up with Brilliant Diamond, Shining
They
Pearl by
did.
not following the example that Platinum made, because they just... It's like they went backwards, you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's
Platinum
sort of
was so good for taking
Oh,
Diamond
the
and Pearl and making it better.
Yeah, Distortion World as well. And like the villains are all really interesting and the story is good. But like I said, it's just one of those things where it's just on a replay, I struggle to play it all the way. I think it's because I put so much time into it though.
Yeah.
Beforehand, so I'm now like, why would I do this again? I've
Sure.
done it all before.
Yeah.
What about your 5?
So my number 5 is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Okay.
I really like these games a lot. I was trying to decide between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and I decided with Ultra because I feel like a bit like Platinum,
It just
they've
gives
added
you
more.
Yeah.
The story's arguably not as good, but if I'm talking about replayability, I would rather play Ultra any day. Because they just added more. They gave more Pokemon. They put better Pokemon in there. They've added more stuff. Like, it just made a lot more sense. Alola's always been my favorite region.
Yeah.
Since I saw it, like, there was that whole vibe of Alola that I just
You're
really got behind.
I
Like,
feel like you'd love to go to like Hawaii.
yeah, I love.
I feel
that
you're
kind of
very
laid back, relaxed,
yeah.
like kind of. Yeah,
Drink from a coconut.
exactly. I love it. Yeah, like I love tropical kind of stuff like that, like tropical flavors, like anything like that is really
Yeah.
cool. And I really liked that region. I liked the Pokedex. I liked pretty much everything about Alola.
This is why I was really interested about this, because I would say Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are like down at the bottom with X and Y for me.
Fair.
Of all of the Pokemon games. I couldn't tell you why. I just think it was like those two games were like a big dead zone for me, I think.
Ultra, the Sun and Moon, the Alola games are very story heavy, and I think
Yeah.
they're like almost like a visual novel in a way.
Yeah.
With a lot, like it's like, yeah, they're a lot more hands off than a lot of the other Pokemon games, and I think that's why They're not great for replayability.
I would never go back to X and Y or this game to go, I want to replay these games. Like, I would probably say that X and Y I'd probably be more inclined to go back to.
Sure.
But Sun and Moon, it's probably...
I've done about 5 playthroughs through Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, like, combined now.
I just don't know what...
I still love it. I'd still do one now.
I just don't know what it is about those games that make me go, oh, I don't like this. I think it was a big change, and I don't think any of it... I think Z Moves was also one of those things where I didn't
I'm not that keen on Z Moves.
No.
I could do without Z Moves, but they did add Mega Evolution in at the end as well, so like you still had that in the game. Like,
well, Mega was in X and Y.
Yeah, but there was Megas in... They put Megas into Sun and Moon as well, so that it wasn't gone forever.
Guess,
like they did a lot of good stuff. It wasn't by any means a perfect Pokemon game, but I really enjoy Alola, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon had to feature somewhere, so I thought 5.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I think this is going to be a good contrast of like where our where our tastes lie.
What's your number 4?
I put Violet in as my 4.
Okay.
For all of this will be a quick one.
Can I ask you real quick? Because you said just Violet. Do you include Scarlet and Violet
I haven't
together?
played Scarlet, but I would probably include
you put them together.
Yeah,
like, so you're not going to say Heart Gold and then Soul Silver as your like 2 and 1, are you?
No,
okay,
no,
cool.
no.
I was going to say that's a cop out.
No.
Cool.
I have put them separately if I have only played that one game.
Sure. Okay.
But I would include both of them if. Violet, Scarlet. For all the reasons that we said in the last episodes, it's so close to being like the best Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But it just misses the mark on so many things that made me go, I've enjoyed playing the whole thing, but it's just not one of those things where I'm like,
yeah,
I wouldn't put it any higher than this because of those things that they did mess up so painfully.
Yeah.
Like I love a lot of the designs in this game. It's fun and nice to ride around and everything. It's just not. I don't know. It, like I said, it just misses that mark ever so slightly, and I'm just there like, I just don't want to.
Okay.
I just don't want this
to
be any higher. If they fix a lot of this stuff in the DLC, for example, I'd be like, okay, this has moved up in my estimations.
Sure.
But it can't beat my top 3.
Okay.
For me. What about you?
My number 4 is Pokemon Black 2 and White 2.
Yeah, I was that close to putting that on this list, weirdly.
Sure.
I've had a big turnaround on Black 2, White 2.
I love Black 2, White 2.
Yeah.
I do like Black and White, and Black and White do have great stories, and I really enjoy them, but there's just like there's more nostalgia for me for Black 2, White 2. I think everybody at some point in their life had like a drop-off point with Pokemon.
Yeah, 100%.
Mine was when Black and White came out.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was probably about 17. I was probably like...
I love girls now.
Yeah, kind of. I was like, I'm in bands and play guitar and like, I like metal music and that's like my life. And that was it. Like, I just completely shut off a lot of other things. I think I still played some games, but I didn't play Pokemon for a bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't long. It was less than a year, but like, I just remember Black and White coming out and I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. It passed me by. And I think I made Kaylee delete her save so she could lend me Black or White. I think it was Black version. So I borrowed it off her and I played it for like 2 hours and I was like, I don't like this game. And I think I probably broke her heart by giving it back to her. But it was when they announced X and Y and I saw the graphics and everything for that game back in like February, and it was coming out in October, November time. And I was like, I've got months. And I was like, I got really back into Pokemon, played through all of Black and White and then Black 2 and White 2. And I just absolutely love Black 2, White 2.
I've had a big turnaround on it recently. I started a Nuzlocke on it, which I probably, for my first ever Nuzlocke, probably wasn't a good idea. But playing it again, I was like, do you know what? This game isn't as bad as I remember it being. But no, I really did enjoy playing it again.
Yeah.
Like the designs in it. There are some in it that made me go, I don't like that at all. Like, I think my least favourite looking Pokemon ever is Gerda and that whole line.
I was about to say, is it Conkeldurr? Yeah.
Big, veiny, horrible looking
I get you.
things. It's just not nice. It's like how Digimon used to look in the old art. Everything's veiny. Everything's
visceral.
Musky. Everyone's like, oh no, I don't like that.
No, see, whereas the decks I'm not like crazy about for Gen 5. I do like a lot of them. Like, there's some really cool Gen 5 Pokemon. Like, it's probably my least favourite decks, I would probably argue. There are some really good ones in there. but they don't hit the same way as a lot of other ones
No.
do for me. I think it's because I had that break at the time.
Yeah, and you came back to it. Yeah.
But there's something about the story of the Black 2, White 2 games. I love the region, like the pace that it moves at, like the team list that you can build. Because I think the reason that Black and White was so hard for me as well was because I came into it and that the only Pokemon you could catch were these new ones. There were no old ones in the original game.
Yeah, there's a few that you can get.
I don't think there are till the end game.
You can catch a Growlithe and a Magnemite and stuff in.
No, that's Black 2, White 2.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry.
That's what I was about to say, yeah, because that's why I really think I gravitated more towards
Yeah.
those games, was because the decks. I just remember looking for a walkthrough before I played the games.
Yeah, I don't know any of these Pokemon.
No, like for Black 2, White 2, I mean, I was going through and I was like, oh, you can get Mareep at the beginning. And I was like, oh, Riolu's in there. And I was like, oh my god, you can get a Lucario. And then I was like, Growlithe's here, Magby, Elekid, like Magnemite. And I was like, there's some seriously good Pokemon. Like, early on, you could build this amazing
They
team.
changed, I think they looked at it and they went, right, redo Black, White, because people didn't like Black and White as much as they should have. And they just boosted the story.
I feel like it was one of those games that people look back on more better now.
Yeah,
like people think about it higher now. But yeah, it's just something about Black 2 and White 2 now that I love. Like I
can go back to Black 2, White 2 and play it again, but I wouldn't go back to Black, White.
Yeah.
Only I think it's because it's put that number on it as well, which makes it go, play this one, this is the better version of this game. Even though it's its own separate
sequel,
game.
if anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
I'd love to see another sequel game come out.
Yeah.
I would like to see a 2.
But this is what DLC do now, isn't it?
True.
I guess it's not. It's a continuation of the story, so they don't need to make a whole new game about it. And...
Yeah. But anyway, I like Black 2, White 2. I really like them. They're good games. What's your number 3?
My 3 is the original Red Blue games.
Nice, yeah.
I think they're always... Whenever I go back and I play them, I always have fun playing them, even though I know exactly what I'm doing, what's around.
Hold on. I got to put my rose-tinted glasses on, because there's some problems with this game.
I've put it here as well. It has issues with the game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it still, I think, is a good middle point for your top. It's not the best. It's not the worst.
Definitely not.
But it's not... But it's something that's like comforting. You can go back to and be like, you can finish this game, I think, easily in a day.
I can say now they aren't in my top 5, but my god, I love them so much.
There's a reason why they spawned a whole generation of games, a whole franchise, if you know what I mean.
They're held apart by like duct tape and a dream, but like they're perfect.
Sure.
Like in a way, they're perfect.
Like I said, I can still for its time,
incredible, yeah,
amazing. Like me and Kaylee, I'll never forget when they came out on the DS.
Yeah.
We went to London. I think we both made it our own challenge to see if we could beat the whole game while we were there.
Yeah. And
on the tube. And Kaylee played, I think I played red and she played blue.
Yeah.
And when we got there, I think we were about midway through the game. So we were like, okay, this is doable. Because it's not the longest game. You could easily sit there and just plow through.
Yeah.
And I think on the way back, I think I had finished, and Kaylee was fighting Lance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh no, I can't remember if it was Lance or if it was Gary. Oh no, it was Lance, because basically all she had left was a Charizard.
Yeah.
No revives left, no HP left. Like it was like on that sliver of HP, which isn't really there, but it is.
Yeah.
And she managed to wipe out most of Lance's team with Charizard, because Aerodactyl kept missing moves.
Oh, wow.
Dragonite kept
getting lucky, yeah.
biffing everything that it was doing. And I don't know how you fucking did that, man. You were so lucky to do that fight. And it was just like, it's one of those nice things. I don't know. Looking back on those games, I do look at them like, I could still play these whenever.
Definitely.
And not be like mad about playing them at all.
Yeah.
Even though it has issues like Gengar, and like even though it's like the only ghosts in the game,
they can't do shit.
But they can't fucking do anything because they're also a poison type, so it gets wrecked by the psychic types anyway.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, and you're like having one dragon type?
Yeah, and they're not even that good because they don't have dragon moves that have dragon rage. Like
little bits like you come out of that cave and Gary's like, fuck you, buddy.
The special attack and special defense being one stat, so Pokemon like Chansey are ridiculously powerful. Like,
it's still a great game.
It's cool,
but it's not the best or the worst. But it's still, I don't know. I think it holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
To go back to, and I I never got on with yellow very much.
Did you not? I was going to say yellow would be my one if I had to pick a Gen
I just don't think
Gen
I
1
never
game.
played it properly, if you know
Sure.
what I mean. So
That was my first game. Like
Was
my
it?
first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow.
I see
and
my
loved
first
it.
ever Pokemon game is very telling.
Okay.
It's my first.
It's Gen 2, right?
No, it's different because my first game I played was technically Red,
Okay.
but I was way too young to enjoy it properly. I think it must have been after it came out. We had a Game Boy
Yeah.
and everything. But the first game I did play, like, a little bit more was Gold Silver.
Mhm.
But then, like, my number 2 is the game I played. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the game I would go back and go, I want them to put that on another console. Like,
Sure.
not a remake, just that version of that game.
Yeah.
Play it all the way through again would be so good. What's your number 3?
Okay, so my number 3 is Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver / Crystal. Only
Okay.
because there's some
They are
line.
very similar, yeah.
In the same way that you put Gen 1 in there. Like, I would put Gen 2 here, but it's just inched out because it's not...
Yeah,
It's old
it has
now.
a better
It
version
doesn't
of the
hold
game.
up as well
Yeah.
because Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver exist. I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They are like the
It's-
pinnacle, possibly the pinnacle. People do say it is the greatest Pokemon game. I
I'd put
think
that
they're
as my
not
number
anymore.
1.
It's your number 1.
Yeah.
I think it would be. I did
For some
assume.
of these reasons, but
I really like Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think it's a fantastic game. I still think that it's been inched out over the years.
it has issues with it.
Yeah, and they're very few and far between.
They are.
As much as a Pokemon game goes, I would recommend this to people any day.
If this was the game that someone was like, I've never played a Pokemon game, which one should I play? I'd be like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
I wouldn't
play that.
anymore, but yeah, if someone was saying I want a DS era game, hell yeah. Yep, you go for
Easily
that one.
the top.
They are the pinnacle of the handheld era of
Yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
for me. They are like above Black and White. They're above
Yeah.
they're above all the 3DS games in my head. Like, they are just like the top of
They're just
handheld.
good.
They're solid. They're really good
Yeah,
RPGs. They suffer a little bit with
Endgame.
endgame, level curve, things like that. But that's a very small thing, really.
It's the only thing. The only thing is like I said, it's post game stuff.
Yeah.
With this game that it does suffer with,
Mm-hmm.
like any up to the league. So it's league to end game.
Yeah.
It's very fucking hard. Because there's nothing to train.
Yeah, this is the issue I have.
Nothing big that it makes you go. I don't have the time to put into training my Pokemon 40 levels to go and beat the shit out of Red.
Yeah.
Up top of a mountain when there's nothing I can fight against.
Yeah,
like
the
there's
highest
nothing.
level's level 40. and
Yeah,
you're
there's
like,
nothing I can do to train apart from grind up
Yeah,
and like get this one.
that
Pokemon.
sucks. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
worst part by far. Like, having to just grind out
It does-
just for levels.
Yeah,
But
it does brick itself very hard at that end point.
yeah, and I would argue that probably because it was copying the original games and
Yeah.
also because maybe they just didn't have the space on a cartridge. Kanto feels rushed as hell. Like, you could plow through Kanto in 2 hours. Like,
Oh, yeah,
easily,
yeah.
Like, because you're already at a high level. Like,
It goes, here's all of Kanto. It's not.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you're playing all of Kanto, but it isn't all there. It's cut
yeah.
up
But I mean,
quite.
yeah, which I understood for the Gen 2 games, but yeah.
Still
like,
really cool though.
awesome.
Like
yeah,
I said, it was.
I'd
I
like that again,
wish they
but-
did that
more often.
more often. Like it would make the whole world feel so much more connected.
It
I mean,
would.
there's rumors that you're going to have Kalos in the DLC of.
I've heard this
Chaldea.
too, but I don't think it'll be the Kalos that we know. It'll be a part of Kalos.
Oh.
Kalos we've never been to or
Yeah,
something. They'll be like, oh,
for
but it is
sure.
Kalos. Like,
yeah.
if they're doing that, I don't think they're going to include a whole region. That,
No,
with the
they
biggest
wouldn't be
city and
able
all that
to.
stuff.
No,
yeah.
no.
But yeah, I really love Heart Gold Soul Silver. They feel cozy. There's something about the Pokemon following you that feels charming. Something they I don't think they've ever been able to replicate since. Whereas, like, I do like that they try
They
and make
Pokemon follow
their
you now.
they try and make their movements feel quite realistic with the speeds. I feel like I just loved the fact that I was just running and it was right behind me all the time.
yeah.
It felt good. In fact, like, I get excited in Scarlet and Violet if I send out a Pokemon and it can keep up with me. I'm like, oh hell yeah! Like this
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
can just run and I haven't got to keep like putting it away.
I think it was just such a. I'll explain all this when I get to it.
Sure.
But I think it's just like that mechanic is one of the coolest things.
Yeah, for sure.
I think all of it's just really cool.
Yeah, I could play it pretty much any day. If someone
Exactly,
asked
if someone
me if I
went-
wanted to play those,
It's always the game that if I go, I want to replay a Pokemon game, I will restart that one.
sure.
Or pick up, even just pick up and go, where was I last time? Oh, I'll carry this on. Like, it's not.
I'll let you give your reasons when you get to yours. But
Yeah.
what's your number 2?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby is the first Pokemon game I got as a gift. It was a Christmas. I didn't ask for it.
Okay.
Both me and my brother got a Game Boy Advance for Christmas and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire each.
That's pretty cool.
And I didn't stop playing that game until it was like done, finished, like all the way through.
You did the whole thing.
Yeah, like I think I couldn't remember. I had the Dex was done. Like I don't know. I can't explain. I like properly how good that game was to us at that time.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect age. All of the like decks is great to me. Like there's nothing in it that I look at and go, apart from maybe Electrike and Manectric.
Yeah,
I don't like them. Yeah. But there's nothing in it apart from them that I went, that's disgusting. But it doesn't quite hit the number one spot for me because I feel like this is purely for nostalgic reasons that it's on here.
Yeah, sure.
Like replaying.
I'm seeing a lot of nostalgia here on your list, which is
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good enough reason.
The thing is, I don't feel like it's like rose tinted. I feel like a lot of these ones I've listed here are probably the ones that people would say, "Oh, this is their best."
Yeah, for sure.
They're like it's on the top 10 lists anyway. But like I said, with Ruby, I just remember like secret bases being really cool.
Yeah.
Like both me and my brother, I think that was the first game both me and my brother played together a lot on as well.
Nice, yeah.
And he had a Roselia that just fucked everything up.
Really?
And an Ursaring that was like
That's cool.
tanky as shit. And it was just like, I can't remember, annoyingly, I can't remember. I think I had a Pelipper on my team, which was really good. But there's nothing, I don't know. And it was the last time that the cartridges were like coloured. I miss that so much.
I kind of miss that too. Yeah, I suppose they never did.
They never did it after that. Yeah.
After Gen 3 games. That's
yeah.
true.
Like Emerald would have been put on this, but for pure nostalgia, Ruby was the one that I got.
Emerald's my one if I had to pick a Gen 3 game.
Yeah.
I think Emerald's just like, it does what Platinum did.
Yeah,
like
exactly,
Gen
100%.
4. Like,
but I just think they are missing an opportunity, Nintendo, to release these games on their pure form on an eShop.
I know. There was
they
that
could put it
rumor
on
a couple
the
of years
Switch.
ago. Did you see that rumor a couple of years ago where people were saying they were going
the
to bring
Game Boy
out
Advance on Virtual Console,
or they were going to bring out like the Pokemon games, but on like a cartridge, so you would get like Ruby, Red, and like Gold, or something, and then like Silver, Blue,
they would make
and
so much money.
Sapphire, like
I just don't know why they haven't done that. It's so wild to me, especially with the Game Boy games, because you could put it on the Switch and it would work.
I wonder, it's probably... I don't know. I wonder if they will do it, or whether it's just they're trying to work out logistically how to make it work with Pokemon Home, because people would be sad if they made... I would be upset if they made those games and you couldn't send those Pokemon to Pokemon Home after.
Yeah, but I feel like they're just missing out.
I would love if they redo all of those games again like that. Like, they don't have to do anything, just port them, and
literally
I could just
put them
use
on
them.
Because this is what annoys me, is that Nintendo hates people emulating their games.
Yeah.
Release them then.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that difficult to go, click, drag, on a cartridge,
Sure.
done. Like, it's not...
I'm not going to claim to know how to do it, but, like, it's something that I think people would love, and I feel like they're printing money by
Especially
doing
if they're
it.
on the eShop,
Yeah.
on the DS and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose
like,
it's
already
ready to go.
been done
Yeah.
once. It's already there. So why not just put it on, like I said, or they are saving it for, like I said, a Game Boy Advance Virtual Console,
Which would be awesome.
which would be released at some point
Mm.
soon. Which, if they did that, the Game Boy Advance for me was like one of the console I probably played the most, and I didn't get an SP, so I never got to play it properly on like a backlit screen.
Sure.
So I would be so happy if they turned around and they released like
all those old
these
games again.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, I really.
But then again, are they doing it because they did it with Let's Go,
right?
Pikachu and Eevee? That's Gen 1 technically. Are they going to be doing it similar with Gen 2 soon, and then do it again with Gen 3, a remake but not really a remake?
I'm fine with that, but I think that I think the old games are still important, so I feel like they need to be there.
The only ones that I would have an issue with that I feel like would be more difficult to do would be the DS era games on a Switch, because how would you physically have two screens on a...
I mean, they did it with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl badly, but they did it. Like, it's doable, but it's not fun. Like, they'd have to change a lot of things. Like,
exactly, yeah. Like I said, I don't think the bottom screen does too much to the game,
no.
but they would have to remake... Well, I mean, if they did a direct port, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How would they wouldn't be able to do everything.
They'd have to change the Pokeathlon in Heart Gold Soul Silver because that's all touchscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a discussion.
I just feel like it's like a waste of opportunity.
We'll fix it. We'll do an episode one day and we'll fix this
We'll
problem.
fix things
that.
Yeah, that's
All
what
right.
we'll do in an episode in future.
Okay.
But yeah, Ruby was, I think like the characters are not really cool. All of the gyms are cool. Steven is a hunk. No, I just remember playing that game and being like,
it's a good game.
it is a good game.
I could still go back and play those.
Yeah, I just don't have a physical copy of. I think I gave my ex my Emerald copy, and I don't know where that is anymore. That's probably gone in the bin, which is very sad.
That is sad.
Yeah, but I think we have Ruby somewhere in the house. So but then again, I don't have an SP. So if I was going to play it, I'd probably just emulate it and do it that way round, or just play Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah,
which again aren't my favorites, but what's your 2?
My number 2 is Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay, yeah, I can see.
Yeah. I don't even know how to explain it. I would argue, without trying to give away my favourite now, before my favourite, this was my favourite.
Yeah.
So there's just something about how they change things up. I think it's how they move the franchise forward with this set of games. The graphics are really good. It's the first big upscale graphic game. The wild area was introduced, this giant open area with loads of Pokemon and loads of options. You go out of the gate in the game and you've suddenly got 20 odd Pokemon you could catch immediately. I loved that. I love Dynamaxing. At first I didn't, but
I think it's one of my
Dynamaxing's
favorite gimmicks that they've done.
Yeah, until Terastallizing, I'd say it was the best gimmick they've come up with. Everyone always loves Megas, and I love what they did with Megas because I love the design changes. I love the fact that you can take this Pokemon and make them new, but they've done that and more with Dynamax. I thought it was this huge spectacle. There's just something about those games that I just really liked. I think they made it a lot easier for competitive. It was my first proper Pokemon RPG I could play on the TV. I would argue.
I really like Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I remember seeing all of the everything come out for it at the time and being like, oh man, this looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
hard
not to really go into tons of detail about it.
Yeah,
but
it was hard not to put it on a list because I nearly did, but then I was like, I've put Violet on it because it feels like Violet is the better version of this game.
Sure. That's a fair argument as well. Yeah,
it ups it, but then it took. Like I said, there were so many things that if they just put those two things together, then it would have been better. Yeah,
I think they just did a lot of really cool new stuff. The outfit choices were great. The traversal was really fun in Sword and Shield. The fact that, and the DLC, amazing. Really good. The Isle of Armor DLC is so good to me. I love that you get this cub through and you have to train it up and you pick what you want it to turn into.
What I have always appreciated about the Pokemon games is that it goes. They release a thing. They go, what worked in that thing? Or you can see what they're going for in the next game, and they make that thing better.
Yeah.
It's always a stepping stone up to the next one.
Yeah.
With the wild area
it paves the way for
an open world game. You know what I mean? And they went, right, okay, people like that. That's good. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Which makes you think what they're going to do. What's the thing they're going for in the next? Because like we said beforehand, I feel like the only thing that they can do in the next Pokemon game is just make what they've got better.
Yeah.
Please.
Improve on what they've already improved on. Yeah.
Just make what you've got better already.
Yeah.
Don't need to do anything else. Just do better with it.
Yeah, for sure. But I just think Sword and Shield are great. They've got a really nice vibe. I like the characters a lot in that game. The rivals are great. I'm not keen on Hop overly, but I love Leon as a character. I loved Marnie and Bede.
I loved Marnie. I thought Marnie was really cool.
Marnie was great. Bede was really cool. The gym leaders had a real personality to them and really felt like a part of the world. The gyms were amazing. That experience going out into the field and a huge crowd of people there.
It felt like an actual event.
There's this feeling of Pokemon. And I just remember the day, I think we talked about it on episode 1, where I came home in the evening when it came out and I just sat up and ordered a pizza and just sat by myself in the dark in this room just eating pizza, playing this game for hours. And I just just felt so intimate with that
Yeah,
game
yeah.
in that moment. I just loved it.
I really enjoy Sword and Shield. Again, it's not a game that I feel like I can go back to and play again.
No,
Not now.
I would happily go back and play it again.
I think it's only because of Violet that I feel limited to
Yeah.
what I could do now. I
Sure.
probably would go back and play it again, but there were some bits in it which did make me just go, why would you, from a design perspective, why would you do that? You
Sure.
put the wild area in it, and then there's like 4 routes.
Yeah.
And I was there like, why would you not just make these things like connected all in one? There's little things like that, but I really enjoy Sword and Shield anyway. Again, the Dex is good as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And from a mechanic point of view, it was a good game.
So tell me why you think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the best.
It's just again, you said it then, it's the pinnacle of it.
the handheld era.
Yeah.
To me. I mean, to you, I guess, all Pokemon.
But yeah,
Like,
but I just feel like when someone goes, it's an instant reaction to me. What's your favorite Pokemon? It's Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's
I
just,
get it, though. I totally get it. Yeah.
it's the game I always go back to. Like, the music in it slaps as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a good, it's got a good story in it. I know it's been done in Gold and Silver.
Mm.
It was either Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Gold and Silver for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like this game just,
It-
like I said, the story's great.
Yeah. It improved on the story, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I mean, if I could talk objectively, I don't think Gold and Silver had a story, really.
Not really.
Whereas
no.
now it feels like it has a story.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it had something going on.
It had, you've got all of the extra additions to the game, like the Pokemon following you. I remember seeing that and losing my shit.
The Poke Walker.
Yeah, which
Really great.
Pokewalkers.
I loved that.
Have you heard the story about the Pokewalker as well? That it's apparently like one of the most precise and amazing pedometers.
Yeah,
like,
that people were
made
using
ever.
them as pedometers
Yeah.
because they were so good. Yeah.
Yeah, and like a guy, I can't remember who. I think it may have been Miyamoto. I think
Yeah.
he took his dog for a walk, and he lost it one day.
Yeah.
And this was before the game came out. He had lost it, and then I think he said a month later he had gone back and found it in a puddle, and it was still working and fully operable
Oh my
and
God.
everything. And he's there like, we've made a good product here.
It is really good. In fact, I'm really sad they've never done
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like
Like I
that
said,
again.
extra things on a Pokemon.
The
game is
Pokeball
really cool.
Plus for Let's Go was cool, but like, there's
Yeah.
something, it wasn't quite as cool.
No.
I just don't think it was. It was really cool, but not as cool.
And then it's just like, I don't know. When I look at a Pokemon game, I think that it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, like the route, something about the map as well is
Yeah.
really cool. It has like, everything in it in a Pokemon game that I would want.
Yeah.
The gyms are like, the thing I like about it as well is it's a tough game.
Yeah, it is.
There are bits in it you go, fuck, this is really doing my nut in. Even early game, like, I go on about this all the time. I fucking hate Whitney. To
yeah,
this
Whitney
day.
sucks.
Every time I get to her, I'm like, I've got a fucking fighting type. I'm fucking ready to go and beat the shit out of it. Still.
Whitney's hard mode. It's
Yeah.
just, you try and put her to sleep. Oh, she's got a lumberry. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, it rolls out.
The
It's got
game
milk
has thought
drink.
about
Like,
what you are going to do.
Yeah.
It's like Jasmine is hard.
Mhm.
Little things like when you go to find Jasmine and she's like on top of a lighthouse and she's like my Ampharos is sick. Go
It
and
feels
get some
very
medicine.
RPG.
Yeah,
and I love
exactly. It feels
Yeah,
like it's not just go to a gym, fight the gym,
Yeah.
off to the next gym.
I'm with you.
Cool, off you go. Like, again, the Dex is great. They didn't have to add anything
No.
new into this because they didn't add stuff to this. Feels like it is a direct, like, remake of the game,
Yeah.
but it's just a million times better.
Hmm.
Like, it looks good. It sounds good. It would be the game that if I turned around, like I said, if someone went, what game should I play? I'd be like, just play that. Because that's the best experience you're going to get.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can go on to the other games and you would know what you're doing with them.
Yeah.
But play that and then play Violet.
Yeah.
Like, you would you could do that jump
Yeah.
and
you could.
you would get everything what Pokemon would be about, I
Yeah.
feel.
Which is what my friend is doing at the moment, the one who got Scarlet for Christmas.
Yeah.
He hasn't played. He played a bit of Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, but that was the first game he had played since those games.
Yeah.
Since Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So he was like, he went into a game that was very similar to what he'd already played, and now he's playing a game that's completely new, and he's like, oh my god, like,
I just think,
he loves it.
I don't know, every single time I think about, like, Soul Silver or Heart Gold, I get, like, I'm like, I want to play it now.
I get that.
Like,
I'm the same.
I might take my DS away with me and play that again just for something to do while we're just, like, resting.
Yeah.
So, although I'll have my Switch with me, I feel like, I don't know, I always like to have my DS on me if I go on a trip. It's just like,
it feels good.
one of those, it's just good, nice to carry around. You can be like, oh,
Yeah.
at least I can play a Pokemon game if I want to, which if I can, and we'll talk about this later, I'm going to do the other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think that it is my top game. Everything about, I think if you asked anyone who's played the old, like, played it, they would go, it's the best Pokemon game.
I think so, yeah. Arguably is, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's
like, it would miss it by X. I feel I'm getting a vibe of what your number one is here.
Yeah, so my number one is Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say it would be from a perspective, because I feel like I've gone very nostalgia heavy, whereas you've seen it as an
improvement.
Series. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like, I like the fact that we have two different
perspectives,
because our lists are completely different. And the cool thing is that Heart Gold Soul Silver was a through line there. We both had that one. I don't think, other than that, we had any crossover other than Scarlet and Violet. So you can see already they're probably the two best games that are out there.
Yeah.
Like, at least between the two of us.
Yeah, on average, you would say that those two
are the highest.
Yeah.
Like, I just love Scarlet and Violet. I've been playing it since release day, which is, a month and a half, 6 weeks, and I can't put it down. Like, I've been playing it non-stop all the time. I think it's amazing. It's just one of those games. It gives you so much more freedom than any other Pokemon game, and whereas arguably some of it's false freedom.
It does, yeah.
There's nothing stopping me from going like, well, okay, so I can't take I could take the gyms on any order, but they don't want me to.
Yeah.
But I could just go, okay, well, maybe I just don't fancy doing that right now. But I'll just focus on making sandwiches.
It's nice. It's like you can also, like, one thing I liked is that you can sort of just travel the map.
Yeah.
In whatever direction you wanted. Because like I said, at the start of the game, I went right and not left.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is everything so fucking beefy around here?
Yeah.
I didn't go back that way until, like, nearer the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the fact that it feels very...
You all have your own different story to tell.
Yeah. It's like back in the day when people talked about Skyrim.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, but I went that way. It's like, oh, what's there? Oh, I've never been there. Like, everyone had a different story about Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, for example.
Exactly. And this isn't a criticism, but whereas we could both say, okay, we both started Heart Gold Soul Silver, we both picked a starter, we both caught some Pokemon, and then we took on our first gym that was
the
Faulkner.
Gym, yeah.
And then, like, you go through and it's a very
linear
linear
progression. And that starter
progression.
team probably is going to look very similar.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably like a Mareep.
Yeah. Probably
your starter.
Maybe a Wooper or a Bellsprout.
Yeah.
And then, like, a Sentra or a Pidgey or something. Yeah, like, it's just very similar. Like, but yeah, like, whereas I think that it just speaks to the time that has changed since those games. Now you can just do, you have so much more option. There's so much
felt
freedom.
like an actual world.
Yeah.
Rather than everyone's going to have the same.
You'll have your own individual experience.
Yeah. And that's what Pokemon, the anime, I think, was setting up anyway with the new series of we're going all around everywhere.
It's about the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I just love it. Yeah, you could just be like, well, I don't really feel like doing this right now. I'm just going to focus on my Pokedex for a while, and there's enough to keep you entertained for ages doing your Pokedex. You could just train Pokemon. You could just make sandwiches. You could just do raids for a bit. Like, I just love.
There's a lot you can do in the game, even in post game. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, even with some of the disgusting looking Pokemon in this game. I think I like I said, I like the fact that I've gone like, oh, this is my favorite because
memories
of memories and how it makes me feel, and to this day, these games. If you ask someone, if we looked at a top 10 list in a minute, I'm sure that we would find both of these, on these lists,
definitely,
all the way through on most of them. And I just like how you've gone from it's an improvement on the last game. Like you can see sort of like what they're doing in the future with it.
Yeah.
One day we will have a stopping point though with Pokemon.
You think, well, they've hit
hit that wall and they're like, what can we do more now apart from just making it better and just adding more Pokemon and making a new region?
Yeah, we did say that, didn't we?
And I think this is it. If I'm honest, I think this is that point now where they go,
what more can we
We
do?
can only make it better from here on.
I
Don't
think
expect.
you're probably, you could be right there. I mean, there's a very good chance that is the
Yeah,
case.
yeah,
In
which is
case
good.
it's
Which
great.
I'd rather than put the time and effort into making a game just better.
Yeah, more
rather than-
stable, more
Yeah.
just
Because this, like I said, this is why this was so low on this for me, was because I was like, it's this close to being perfect for me. But it just didn't hit the mark
sure.
properly.
Yeah, I mean, I like that our lists are so different though. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm really into it.
And
Do you have a not main series shout out? So right,
He
okay.
did quotation marks there.
Right.
I think both of ours are going to be the same.
Right, okay, so we both have. Okay, so I had to go at this angle of which one isn't a main series. I'm going to tell you now, even if I counted it as a main series, which I still do, Legends Arceus isn't in my top 5.
Is it not?
No,
I
definitely
would
not.
have put it
It's
on my top
definitely not in my
5
top 5.
if it wasn't a spin-off.
I
I would put this in place of Violet.
okay, so what? It would have been 4th,
It would have been, yeah.
and then
But
Violet would have been 5th. Yeah.
no, Violet wouldn't be on this
Oh,
list
okay.
if it was not there. I feel like this was a better Pokemon game,
Sure.
but it's not. And as proof, I asked Isaac the same question yesterday, and he was there like, it's not the same.
It's not.
And it's
isn't
not
the
a
same,
core game
no.
because they've like I said beforehand, it has that subtitle on it, which
It's
makes me
weirdly, I just don't like this discussion because it feels weirdly gatekeepy. Like,
go.
but
Yeah, for sure. But I
like,
just
I if I had to pick one, I can see why people think they are spin-offs.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm not going to include them in the list. But even if it did, I wouldn't have put it on my top
No.
5. I'm more likely to have put Let's Go on my top 5.
Yeah.
Rather, I love
Yeah.
that's my special shout out to a not main series game.
yeah.
It is
Mine was.
Let's Go.
I mean, mine was Arceus. I just feel like again, what they did with that was they used it as a good stepping stone and going, we're doing it. It's going to be open world.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they tested it with it,
yeah,
and then they went right. Because there's stories about this was meant to be like Arceus Legends was meant to be the Gen 4 remake,
yeah. Sure, I can see
and
that.
then they went, nah, give it
They-
to someone
yeah.
else. I wish they did, but
I really like what they did with Legends Arceus. I really
Yeah.
like that you're a vulnerable trainer that can be attacked.
Yeah.
I like there's alpha Pokemon. I like
I hope that they make more of these games.
Yeah.
That's my one wish, is that they just do what they have, the Scarlet and Violet engine,
yeah,
but use this as the main like catching mechanic.
yeah.
Throwing, I love
that catching in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wild just like that. It was good. There was a lot of things they did right. I really didn't like the Pokedex. I thought the Pokedex was
No, the
really
Pokedex was
lacking.
yeah,
And, like,
yeah. But then again, it makes sense for it to be lacking because it's back in it's olden times, I guess.
yeah.
So there's not as much Pokemon, and Pokemon wouldn't have evolved past if you get what I mean.
Sure.
That's what I liked about it, I guess, was the fact that it made sense that there wasn't a
yeah.
huge.
But there's just something about that game that I don't want to go back to. Like,
Yeah,
in fact, I haven't done the signature second playthrough that I usually
No.
do of a Pokemon
I
game
would
with
probably,
that one.
I probably will go back and play it again soon.
If I do, it'll be a challenge run.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always been like into this idea of just playing it with Rowlet only and just not evolving it and just having this
That's a
one
cool
Pokemon
idea,
that's
yeah.
really strong. Just seeing how far I go with it. But yeah, I just don't. It's fine. It's a good game. I really do like it, and I don't have any real problems with it.
No.
It just didn't
Hit your mark
Yeah,
properly.
the novelty of it wore off very quickly for me,
Yeah.
and then I was kind of bored. But yeah. My shout out's Let's Go. I just love Let's Go. It did a kind of similar to what Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver did. It
Yeah,
gave you a peripheral that took Pokemon outside of the game and
Yeah.
made it feel like you were really playing a big.
I liked it. Like I said, I haven't finished it, but then I think I suffered so much from like Kanto.
Yeah,
I've played
get
this
you.
game so many times, and if I was gonna play it, I wouldn't want to play it.
you wouldn't want to play this one. Yeah,
This one, yeah,
Okay.
I would go and I would play the original ones.
sure.
I mean, like I said, I was streaming Fire Red Leaf Green, and I haven't.
Yeah,
I get for the same reason. I know what I'm doing in it.
yeah.
It's funny how Fire Red Leaf Green wasn't on either of our.
I just don't like
They're
it.
not. No,
I
it's something
don't
about.
like
I
it.
had never played it beforehand. I'm playing it on stream. I'm like,
Really.
there's something about this. and
We
maybe
had
just
this
go-
argument off recording once, didn't we? Where I said
Yeah.
it looks so different to Gem 3, like Ruby and Sapphire, and you were like, it looks the same. And I was like, it
I
doesn't.
think it does
though.
look the same.
It doesn't, though.
It does. I just feel like it. I don't know. There's some things in it that make me go, why would you
In the same...
Like giving a potion,
Yeah.
and you get that fucking annoying screamer that comes up, and you have to go through it every single time. Like, I don't give a shit, man. Just let me heal my Pokemon.
I know. But in the same way, like, I have the same issue, actually, kind of, with Legends Arceus that I do with Fire Red Leaf Green.
Okay.
It almost feels like there's a dark filter over that game. Like, it just feels bleak to play. I don't know what it is about Fire Red Leaf Green, but just something about it feels stale to me, and I just don't like it. Like, it doesn't feel vibrant enough.
It just feels like they made a remake so people could play those games.
I like colour in my game, and it felt lack of colour.
It was
I don't
very
know
like
if you
beige
don't agree
and green.
with me. I completely
Well, it's Heart
understand
Gold,
people
Soul
don't
Silver.
agree with me, but like, that's just how I always
No,
feel.
I would agree. But then again, I feel like Kanto just was like that anyway.
Yeah.
It was all beige, green,
Yeah.
and a bit of blue with water. Whereas
I
you
think
look at Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and it had like nighttime, daytime, evening time.
Yeah.
Like, and it looks so nice.
Yeah, true.
A
I
lot
think
more
Let's
colour.
Go really made that region
Yeah.
more vibrant and colourful,
Yeah.
and that's why I think I prefer it. But yeah,
I like the fact you could ride on Pokemon.
it's so cool. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, that's it really. That's our top 5.
Yeah.
I was going to do a 20 questions, but I actually think I want to talk a bit more about what our next episode is going to be, because I
Okay.
feel like it's going to run on a little bit longer this time.
Yeah.
So I pitched this idea to you a little while ago, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time.
Yeah.
And because we've been doing this backlog, we've actually got like 6 weeks, maybe even longer, before we have to even do this episode while we talk about it. So we've got loads of time to do it. I wanted to do a challenge run in the original Pokemon game, so we can go back to Red, Blue, Yellow, whichever one you want to play, and we'll have this like nostalgia feel. So I want to see if we can play through
Yellow.
one of them, Red, Blue, or Yellow, whichever one you pick, using only Pikachu or only Clefairy.
Okay, but how would you? How could you get a Clefairy without only?
Okay,
using...
so the only way we can get a Clefairy is that it's an early encounter. It's in Mount Moon. You just have to plow through that first
plow
part.
through. So basically, you go from Mount Moon onwards
Pick a
with
Bulbasaur,
only...
get yourself a Clefairy as fast as possible. Go
Okay.
back, and then you start your game. Like,
Well, I apparently the only way that I could physically see myself doing this
okay,
was that because I have a copy of Yellow, but it's in a frame, and I don't know if the battery's fucked in it.
right, okay,
However, you can still buy things on the Nintendo eShop on the 3DS or Wii U until the 27th of March.
wow, okay,
So you've
now's
got
your
me
time.
on now. You've got me on the perfect time that I can go and I can download Yellow, which I will do when I get home. I'll
Okay.
go home and I'll buy it,
okay,
and I will make that my personal mission while I'm away as well, and my downtime
okay.
to start that. And would you rather? I would like to do that with the Clefairy.
I was going to say Clefairy for me as well, because I thought you would like the
Okay,
Pikachu, because
well,
you
I-
haven't played Yellow before, but I'm happy with either. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't mind. Yeah, I think they're both pretty strong. I think
Okay.
Clefairy is a cool one as an extra because it's the would-be mascot. I feel like
Yeah,
we're playing,
I
Battle of
I
the
would like to.
Mascots, like,
I would like to do the Clefairy.
okay, you can go.
Okay, well,
You
I'll
can
do.
Clefairy.
And what are we going to do? So we'll just discuss our journey, and we'll make notes as
Basically
we
make
went
notes
through.
as we go
Okay.
through moves that we put on.
Are you
it,
allowed
like,
to evolve it?
No.
Okay, so
No
it's just
evolving.
Clefairy.
You
right.
can over level it. You can put whatever moves you want on it. You can do whatever you want to get
Okay.
there, but you're not allowed to evolve it. You can only have other Pokemon on your team to help you through
have
the
like
world.
fly
Yep.
move or okay.
But they're not allowed to battle themselves. You're not allowed to train them. You can only train your one Pokemon. at a
Okay,
time.
that's fine.
You can use items. Everything's on the table except for new Pokemon. You can just
Right.
have that one
Okay.
Clefairy.
I can give that.
I
Yeah,
haven't actually looked at Clefairy for Gen 1 before. I don't know how good it is.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be funny.
Well,
I know
it'd be cool
Pikachu's
to-
doable because it
Yeah.
has some really cool moves. You could use like I don't know, it has like double team, like for
Yeah.
example, so you can just spam that and like become like undodgeable, like unhittable for a bit.
yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
yeah, there's ways around it, but like Clefairy would be interesting.
There's no ghost type gym,
No,
so you'd be fine there.
I think.
Oh no, but I feel like you'd struggle a little bit with Agatha.
You would, but then it's not like Clefairy can't learn other moves. Should we find out a minute?
I was going to
Let's
say.
have a look.
I would also Metronome. I guess technically.
Metronome is a wild card. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So through level up, Clefairy learns very little, but through TM and HM, it can learn a lot of moves: Ice Beam, Water Gun, Bubble Beam,
Okay,
Thunderbolt,
that's fine,
Psychic. Like, in fact, it's probably better than Pikachu because it has
You
so
got
much coverage.
variety. Yeah. It's just Pikachu is just a bit.
Just a bit. Nothing really. No,
Yeah.
Pikachu's great. I'm probably going to play Yellow in that case because I think the Pikachu
Oh,
in
we'll
Yellow
play
is a bit
Yellow.
more,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and I will catch.
immersive.
Like I said, I'll start that I'll download it when I get home,
Okay.
and then I can make that my personal mission. Like when we get to London to sort of get there, and then by the time that I'll make notes as I play.
Sure.
You'll probably see some updates on the Twitter
Okay.
of
I'd
what's
like
going
that,
on.
actually.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
probably do the same then in that case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. We'll both.
I'm going to play the Virtual Console game as well. So, yeah.
Okay,
we
yeah.
can-
So we'll both play the same.
I'll be up for that. That'd be really fun.
Cool. Okay, and then what we can do is we'll play through and then we'll discuss it when we've both finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Okay. Yeah, and then
We
we'll.
can record the episode talking about our journeys and
Yeah,
kind of have a bit of fun with it. I think
that'd be cool.
it'd be fun to do a challenge. I was actually thinking about other versions of challenges we could try in the
Okay.
future because I was like, if we really enjoy this,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
like,
that'd be
we
cool.
could try this again. We could do like a Pokemon Fire Red one where we only use one of these 4, so Abra, Ghastly, Geodude, or Machop, because they're all the 4 Trade Evolution Pokemon, but
Okay.
you're not allowed to evolve them again.
Okay.
Pokemon Crystal with only Togepi or maybe Wooper or only Mareep or something. Like, I like the idea of just picking like an early game Pokemon. And
Yeah,
just, like,
that's cool.
can you just beat the game with that? Pokemon Emerald with only Slakoth or Shedinja. I was like, that sounds like hell.
I
enough.
love Shedinja. I would genuinely love to do a Shedinja only, but then again, I don't have a copy of that game, and
Okay.
you can't
That's fine.
get it anywhere.
I've
which
got
makes-
all 3. I've got Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald on cart, so
Okay.
we could do it. Pokemon Platinum with only Kricketot or a male combi. It just gets so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, Heart Gold Soul Silver with only Ledybar or Spinarak. That'd be kind
That'd
of
be
cute.
cool.
That'd be cute. Little
Yeah,
bug type
yeah.
boys. Yeah, so they were the ones I wrote down already. But like, I just thought it'd be quite funny. Just like,
Yeah.
right, we try like a challenge run. Like I said earlier, actually, Legends Arceus with only Rowlet. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds hard. Like, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited actually. Okay, so I'll do Pikachu, you can do Clefairy.
Okay, I will do that. What I'll do is if I download it today,
Okay,
I will go and I will find a Clefairy,
sounds good.
and then again, though, I guess with Pikachu you get the advantage there of already having a high-leveled Pokemon in Mount Moon.
Yeah, sure, but
Whereas
I've got to
Clefairy
suffer through
would
Brock.
be-
Like, Brock's going to be
Yeah,
difficult.
oh, true, yeah. So by the time that I go... but then I would also have to suffer through Brock to get to Mount Moon.
But you could just... Oh, because you're doing yellow as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could catch like a Nidoran or a Mankey, though, and then level that up instead.
Well, unless I play Blue
If you want. Yeah,
or Red,
if you want.
then it makes that game... But is there any other differences between the games? Between
No, they're pretty
just
much the
Pikachu
same.
just following you around?
Yeah,
Oh, and there's Team Rocket in yellow.
sure.
Does that make too much of a difference?
No, not really. I don't think so. It's not going to be a huge difference. There's no big changes to... I think the rival team at the end will be different, but other than that, like...
Yeah. I'll tell you, I will play yellow
Okay.
on the
It
interest
won't
of
take you
fairness.
long to
No,
get
no,
through.
no.
Like,
I'll probably be able to get up to a Clefairy by the end of today, for example.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Catch it, and then it's ready to start
yeah.
from there, and then I can buff it up a bit. Yeah, cool. Okay. That sounds... Yeah, that's fun. Because then at least I have yellow on my...
I'm just trying to find out what the encounter rate is for Clefairy.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how hard it will be for you to find. I don't feel like it's too hard, but like it's not the easiest one either. It's quite a rare Pokemon, I think, but it'd be cool
Yeah, but
when
you can
get-
just walk around until you find it, I guess, and then Thunder Wave it, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, just make sure you got Pokeballs ready. Clefairy, yeah, it doesn't even say, to be fair. It doesn't look like it's in any particular area. You can just find it, but 5% is the rate. Actually, there you go.
I'm sure that I can...
You're going to want to go down to B1F, apparently, where it's a 5%. Otherwise, it's a 1% encounter rate.
B1F?
Oh, B2F. If you go down to the second basement floor, it's a 10% encounter in yellow. So
Okay.
that won't take you long.
You can also win one in the Celadon Casino.
That's
But
so
only in
far
blue
along.
and red, yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Unless I went and I caught one in a different game,
yeah.
and then just traded it over.
But then you have the problem with it not obeying you if you overlevel it, which you'll probably have to do to get through
Oh,
certain
true.
milestones.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
better off just catching one.
Okay, I'll go
Just
and do
muscle
that.
through. It won't take you long.
I'll be brave and strong, and
Couple
then
of
we'll
hours,
go,
you'll have
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's a basement floor 2, is it? Is
Yeah.
that the...
I feel
okay.
like that's right near the end where you get the fossils, isn't it? You just go down to that bit and then...
Probably. I'll be alright. I'll figure it out.
All right.
I'll get there, and I'll its advantages are rock and ghost, and its disadvantages are ghost and fighting. Oh, advantage ghost. But then it's also a disadvantage because you also can't fucking hit it.
You can't hit each other. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's what we'll do. And so in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll mention it on the other ones as we
if we do another one before then. I don't know whether we will. If we do another
True.
one and we're still halfway through it, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit. But
Yeah.
if not, it will be a whole episode where we just go over our experience.
I guess before, I keep thinking,
You're
I'm in a
going
weird
away.
mindset. Yeah, I'm going away. I was there like, oh yeah, it's soon. But yeah, that's true. So I'm going to be away for a little while. But you will, speaking of me being away, I'm going to be, I will be uploading personally on the Twitter.
Yeah. Are you going to upload on Ace Trainers Pod?
I'll be on Ace Trainers Pod at Ace Trainers Pod on Twitter, and also probably my own one.
Okay.
But I will try and mainly put videos up on
Yeah, sure.
there.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Do us a little travel diary.
Yeah, it's a nice little, because then you guys can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably be like, and then you'll get a face reveal
Ooh.
of at least one of us.
Oh, that reminds me, actually, we're going to be at Animanga Pop in Plymouth in February the 11th. We're just going for the Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go see our buddy Birdkeeper Toby and hang out.
It's going to be really funny because he'll know you.
I mean, maybe. He hasn't met me in person.
Oh, has he not?
We've
Okay.
chatted a few times. We've played some Yu-Gi-Oh! Together before online, but
That's cool.
we haven't,
I've seen
met.
recently he's quitting YouTube.
I don't think quitting. I think he's,
Taking
taken
a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that he's left Twitter.
Has he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because he's just out of having fun for me anymore, which is fine.
Fair.
Which is, makes
Twitter's a
makes sense.
hellscape. I'm
It
surprised
is.
it's still up. But
It's yeah. But it'll be really nice to meet you, Birdkeeper Toby, in February the 11th.
It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to, hopefully seeing other people as well and getting people into our podcast.
Yeah.
It's
We'll take our
good.
QR code around and just throw it at people. Blant.
Whammy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for listening, everyone. And we will see you in 2 weeks for the next episode.
Yeah. Have fun with not me here.
It's going to be the
I know,
Valentine's
I will be
episode
here.
next.
Oh my
Yeah?
god, well, I'm
You're in a
so
weird,
confused,
timey-wiminess
yeah,
right now.
I'm now like, am I here next time? Am I not? I'm back from Japan in this sense, but I haven't gone yet.
We'll be talking about love.
Oh, it's a Valentine's Day. Right, okay.
We'll be talking about love, and then after that, probably Animanga Pop.
Love? Which Pokemon weed?
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Ace Trainers, a Pokemon podcast. If you'd like to follow us online, we're on Twitter at Ace Trainers Pod. We also have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, so join us on there.
If you want to speak to either of us, our email is acetrainerspodcast@gmail.com. We hope to hear from you. Our intro music is Last Summer by Ixon, and our outro music is Snowbell City from Pokemon X and Y. See you on the next episode.
Bye! Bye! Bye!